YouTube Nation, what's going on? It's your boy Gil Boogie. Hope everyone is good. It's been a long time that I post a video, at least one of these video blogs. I post up videos of events that I've been to. Today, what I want to do is I want to do a video for this MIDI controller here, the DENON MC2000. That's this little bad boy right here. Picked this up a few months back. I've had it about 3 or 4 months now. And the reason I bought it was I was DJing at this bar in Manhattan called White Rabbit, and they had a video set up in the bar. And it was kind of cool, you know, they had everything connected to the DJ booth. I have Serato video, I had it for a while, just never really used it, you know. I bought it, practiced with it like maybe a few times at home, connected it to my TV, but that was about it. I never really got into it like that. It's kind of one of those things I always wanted to do, and then when I finally got it, I never really used it. So anyway, I'm at this bar, and they have the video set up, and it's kind of like, man, I would like to try it out here, you know? I've been downloading a lot of music videos, too. Like I said, I never really used them. So the setup at the bar was they had two 1200s and cheap Vestax mixer, like an old school small Vestax mixer. They also had two old Pioneer CDJs. But the point is, for video mixing, it wasn't going to be convenient for me on that setup. And this wasn't one of those gigs I was paying a lot of money. I didn't want to really bring anything out that was kind of big. This is New York City, you know what I'm saying? I'd jump on the subway, put my laptop in my bag, spend $2 on the subway, get to the gig, play for a few hours, get paid, and come home. And that's pretty much how I roll, you know what I mean? If it's a gig like that, if it's a mobile gig where you need to bring stuff out, that's a different story. But for these little gigs, man, you want to roll up to the bar, to the club, wherever it is with your laptop, and that's pretty much it, you know? They have everything there. So anyway, I was like, how can I get some video mixing going on? And I found out that the DJ that was playing there on Saturday or whatever other night it was bringing out a TTM57. I don't have that mixer, and I definitely don't want to go out and buy one. I don't really feel a need for it. To buy the mixer, I already have a good mixer, my Denon mixer. I can MIDI map it. I've MIDI mapped it to Serato video before. Then I already have a Serato box. I have an SL3, so there's really no need for me to go out and buy a 57 and then try to sell all this stuff. Then it would be too small for this coffin. So I was like, okay, I'm going to buy one of them little MIDI controllers. Did some research, and this was the one that I found was going to be best suited to my needs. One, because it was small, the size is perfect to fit into a backpack, and two, because it's heavy duty. Now remember, I'm going to be using this at some gigs, so, you know, I didn't want something cheap and plasticky, man. And a lot of those other controllers that are small, that are kind of like for entry level and stuff like that, they're cheap, they're plasticky, they don't have the weight. This is heavy. This is heavy duty. So that said, I went out, checked it out, went to a few places, felt that it was definitely heavy duty. This is not to be taken as a toy, you know? You're not going to mistake this for a toy. You might looking at it, but once you pick it up. But anyway, bought the controller, upgraded to Serato DJ, so I can use it with video, and I fell in love with it, man. I love this little controller. I found myself using it at other gigs where I wasn't going to be doing video because I don't do video that often. Pretty much that spot, White Rabbit, was the only spot I was doing it at. But like, you know, I was doing a lot of parties with my boy Danny. He would get these gigs, set everything up, and wanted me to come down and play with him. And instead of having to switch laptops, and you know the nightmare that could be, rigging two Serato boxes or whatever, this, my laptop, my external hard drive, and a backpack, and that's it. Roll up to the gig, go from here to a line in on his mixer, and I'm good to go. There were nights where at White Rabbit I didn't want to play video. I still brought this out and played on it because I really enjoy mixing on this. This is a great little controller. So I'm going to zoom in a little. I'm going to move the camera up closer and give you a little breakdown of the actual controller. So in case you're in the market for something, this might be the way to go. All right, so first we'll take a look at the front of the unit. You have here your 1/4-inch headphone jack input right there. Then in the back of the unit, we have, where we at? Sorry. The Kensington lock thingy right there, which I've never used and I've never seen anybody else use, but I'm pretty sure it's useful. The USB to connect this to your computer. Also note there's no power, there's no input for a power source. This whole controller is USB bus powered. Master out right here, RCA master out. Auxiliary line in with a monitor level right there, and the, I guess, which would be the master level for your line in. It's an RCA input, which is great. It's not a 1/4-inch like some of the other controllers. They give you a auxiliary input and it's just a 1/4-inch. This is pretty cool. You have an RCA in. And of course, lastly, the microphone input 1/4-inch with the mic level. I think what I'm going to do for the rest of this video is I'm going to plug in my mic and do the rest of this video using the mic so we can see how it sounds. Alright, y'all, so what you're hearing right now is coming from this mic here. This is an old mic. I've had it for like ever, man. Probably like 15 years or so. Some Samsung S1, I guess it says. So you're hearing audio from the mic right now being routed through the DENON MC2000, and then I have the output going into the laptop that I'm recording this from. So everything is coming directly from the MC2000. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go over the buttons real quick. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what all these buttons do right now, but just in general, the buttons are pretty firm. They have a nice little click to them when you touch them. Even if you don't tap them too hard, you can see they have a nice little firm. I mean, you guys can't see that, but they're firm. They have a nice click to them. These are gonna last a long time. You can tell they're very durable. They're not buttons or like them cheap rubbery ones where if you push them too hard, they'll get pushed in. They're kind of small, but that's fine. They work well for this controller. Again, only time will tell. I've only had this for about 3 or 4 months now. We're going to talk next about the pitch faders. The pitch fader is a short one. It's not like the long throw faders for a lot of the mixed DJs. I consider myself more of a mixed DJ. I like to mess around and scratch. I'm not good at it, but I like doing it. You know what I mean? But for mixing, though, I'm going to tell you these pitch faders are excellent. They're pretty stiff. They're not loose. You're not going to accidentally nudge the pitch fader. No one's going to come in and accidentally move your pitch fader. You would have to really flick this hard to get a movement. You know? Very firm. See that? Look. Barely moved. And I'm flicking it pretty hard right now. So the pitch faders are excellent. Great for mixing. I'm probably going to be saying that throughout the video. What else? Up and down faders, same as the pitch faders and everything else on this mixer. They're pretty tight, great for mixing. Again, they feel like something that's gonna last the test of time. There's no curve control though in the software, at least not in DJ Intro. Remember, I'm doing this video review from a DJ Intro point of view. I'm not going to be reviewing this with any of the features that you get when you upgrade. This is going to be a look at this controller at its most basic setup right out of the box. Crossfader. Let's get to the crossfader now. The crossfader's loose. Has a little bit of tension, not too much, but I'm going to tell you this is a good crossfader for doing basic scratches because that's pretty much all I can do. You could probably get a little more intricate with it. You're not going to be able to pull off any of those crazy complex turntablist moves. I don't know, maybe you can. I don't know how to do them. I'm going to say that you probably can't. This is probably not the ideal setup for that. But that's not what who this controller is geared towards. This controller is not a turntablist controller. If you're going to be a turntablist, you're going to need turntable. All right, so now that I spoke a little bit about the crossfader, of course, the next thing to talk about is the platters or the jog wheels. These jog wheels are excellent. Seriously, these are an excellent little set of jog wheels. Don't be fooled by their small size. These little bad boys get the job done. If you're mixing and you just want to use the platters, the jog wheels for like vacuuming, maybe you come from a turntable background and you like to do that, they're fine. If you want to scratch, they're fine too. Again, maybe you can't get too intricate with the crossfade, but the platter itself is so responsive, man. The platter with the Serato DJ Intro software, super responsive. Let's see if we can get a little demo going on.
Let me search you to find
That's
out
enough
how
for
hard I gotta work you.
platter right there. There was absolutely no drift at all whatsoever. Super responsive again. No latency, none of that, man. These platters are fantastic. Or the jog wheels, whatever you want to call them, they are fantastic. Can't say enough about these. The way it's laid out is perfect. Because the jog wheels are small, the controller is not cramped at all. They could have made these jog wheels a lot bigger. There's space, but I think it works better this way. The buttons are kind of small. They're not tiny. They're small, but there's so much space in between. I love that. It's not. They could have made these buttons wider. They could have made them bigger. They left them small. I'd rather have the space in between so you don't accidentally press another button. Nothing in here feels crammed. The knobs here, they're tall and they're kind of like slim. So you can get in and tweak your highs, your mids, your lows, whatever, without bumping into the knob right above it. Making things smaller and just leaving space, man. They could have made it smaller just to add extra functions, but they didn't, and that was a great idea. That was great of Serato and Denon, or Denon itself. I guess Denon built this controller, so that was smart thinking by Denon right there. Thumbs up for that. Alright, so I made it pretty clear. I really like the controller. I think it's a good bang for your buck. There's a few things missing from the controller and that you don't get with the software, at least not with this version of Serato. When you upgrade, you will, but one of the things that's missing from the hardware is there's no meters. I don't know if you noticed that in the video. There's no meters anywhere to let you know where your sounds are as far as the if they're peaking. So you got to pay attention to your mixing, to your audio levels. Not even on screen on Serato DJ, there's intro on Serato Intro. There's no levels on the screen to let you know. Another thing is there's only one output, so you have no booth, no record outs, and there's no way to record either with Serato DJ Intro. That being said, when you upgrade to the full version of Serato DJ, you can record. I think there's levels on the screen. You can have more samples. I think 26. You get more loops, more cues. You can work it with the video. The sound quality from this is great. It's loud, it's clear, it's clean, it's great audio. Again, if you have cheap speakers, you're not gonna, get that nice crispy sound, but you get a nice, loud, clean sound from this controller.